All right, I'm sporting USC today for no good reason. Just felt like sporting USC. They've had a good season. It's worked out well for them, so congratulations on them on a good season. All right, so the Kiffin thing is starting to die down, and now that he has burnt the bridge while he was on it, there's some people coming out of the back end saying, on the other side saying, hey, we need to clean up the record a little bit. So the current Ole Miss athletic director says that Kiffin knew weeks ago that if he left Ole Miss to go anywhere, that he would not be coaching Ole Miss in the college football playoff. He knew weeks ago. So this representation of his that he asked the athletic director and the administration to please let him finish what he started, that was a bit disingenuous because he knew that that was not going to happen. It's also interesting that some additional players are now coming out. Some Ole Miss players are saying he has completely misrepresented what was happening in the room with the team and our supposed unanimity around asking him to please stay and coach and asking the university on his behalf to please let him stay and coach. It's like, yeah, he overstated. He sold that for much more than it was worth because that's not really how it played out. It was not unanimous consent in the room. So he sold his story on the way out, and now people are trying to come behind him and clean up the story. But it's interesting that he knew a long time ago that he was not going to coach in the college football playoff. Now, it is interesting that his offensive coordinator is now back at Ole Miss to help Lane Kiffin make some money because every game that Ole Miss wins in the college football playoff, LSU pays him just like he would have been coaching the money he would have made from Ole Miss if he had advanced his team. So, he sent his boy back to make him some money on this little side change. Now, it's time to get down to business, right? National Signing Day is come and gone. A lot of these young men are committing and decommitting faster than you can keep up with it. And LSU, despite all the fanfare about arguably, this fabulous coach they just got, is no exception to the decommits. So they have had, what our numbers say here, 4 recruits decommitted from LSU and 6 recruits put their commitments on hold. One of the recruits that decommitted was Kenny Darby. He was the number 6 prospect in all of Louisiana. He was a wide receiver out of Bossier City. One of the commits that put his commitment on hold, so he signed nothing yesterday, was Lamar Brown, the number 2 recruit in the nation. The number 2 guy on the board in the nation. He's a defensive lineman, and he put his commitment on hold. So he has not withdrawn it, but he has not moved forward. So, this is what you're getting paid the $91 million to do. And apparently you have a $25 million budget that's supposed to give you some sort of inherent advantage at recruiting these players. So go get it done, Coach Kiffin. You got some work to do. Now, in fairness, everybody's got some work to do. So James Franklin, former Penn State coach, now Virginia Tech coach, has flipped 10 former Penn State recruits and has signed them to Virginia Tech. Now, there is no scenario, it's unlikely to have been any scenario where those 10 recruits would have ever considered Virginia Tech. But here we are. And so James Franklin and Virginia Tech have put together a top 20 recruiting class, and Penn State is still trying to get a coach. And they are losing momentum fast now that recruit season is upon us. All right, so Ole Miss has lost 5. 5 recruits have decommitted. 3 of those apparently have flipped to LSU. So everybody's got some work to do. Now, as you know, we are down to 1 transfer portal window, and portal season is coming. Portal season, we're really in portal season. The portal opens January 2nd, 2026, and runs for 14 days to January 16th, 2026. If you recall, earlier this year, the D1 coaches unanimously voted to go from 2 portal windows to 1 very small portal window. And why did they do that? Because it was so disruptive to the game to have all of this player movement at the end of the season. They said it was ruining bowl season. And they were horrified that players on teams that were going to be part of the college football playoff would hit the portal in portal season and just not finish their commitment to those schools. It was horrifying. And yet, we got $200 million worth of severance payments to coaches who are sitting on the bench who did the exact same thing, pulling out at the end of the season, not coaching in the college football playoff, creating uncertainty, being disruptive, ruining bowl season, messing up the college football playoff. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Keep in mind, I have always said, and I will always continue to say, the system is not designed to benefit the athlete. And all of this movement around moving the portal and making it small on one hand while creating all this foolishness for the coaches on the other hand, that demonstrates my point exactly. The system is not built for you athletes. You must be smart and know how to play the game. In any event, I think we're going to need to figure out something to manage these coaches because all this foolishness is out of hand. Anyway, that's all I have for you. Let me know what you think. I'll talk to you later.